Hello. I hope that everything is going good as can be. Minimally awful. And I hope this capitalistic hellscape land of apocalyptic nightmare has been very, very kind and non-intrusive in your lives. For, generally, always. For however long it's been since we last recorded a vlog, I guess, as well. Sunlight is really nice. I'm getting blinded by it. Let me rephrase that so that it's less problematic. I'm being flash grenaded by it. My vision is very temporarily impaired. I am fucking drained. Every single ounce of my energy so far is going towards pulling every part of myself together, identifying I guess core beliefs that present in day-to-day life, which either help toward integration and are accurate and generally help us, or are inaccurate and born of trauma and defensive, and then very slowly dismantling those by challenging them every fucking time they come up. It's exhausting. It's really fucking draining. I don't really feel like I got a lot of room to breathe. And also I gotta have room to breathe, because if it's not done at a slow enough, sort of steady, relaxing enough pace, that doesn't work for integration. So forcing myself to rest, even though rest is deeply, deeply uncomfortable and I hate doing it. Trying to redefine what feels like safety by practicing restful activities and being present in my body and communicating that we're safe doing that, while basically everything inside me kicks up a shitstorm tornado thing and goes, no, we're fucking not. This is hell. It feels like there are bees in my atoms. Like ADHD on steroids, but just this fucking uncomfortable electric feeling running through me. That then generates thoughts like, I'm being so unproductive. I could rest more productively. There are things that need to be done. A lot of insecurities and thoughts about my value as a person and how it hinges on how much washing up I've done, which is clearly accurate. Thank you, trauma programming, for all of that. Really class judgments being made there. Loving everyone. So questioning and dealing with things like that as they come up, which is inherently very, very exhausting and stressful, and trying to do it at a pace and in a way where it is not entirely crushingly exhausting and stressful, so that I actually manage to integrate everything that I'm learning and practicing between all parts of me and do it in a healing way, while doing things in a slow, relaxed way feels very alien and very unsafe. It's like I'm trying to find a perfect balance between the pressurizing used to make diamonds and the rest that dough needs to rise. And it's just, it's it's discordant at best. You're trying to slow down when your life is quick time events, but slowing down also includes many more quick time events because slowing down is hard to learn. How the fuck am I not ripped apart at the seams at this point, honestly? No, yeah, I have been, like, many, many fucking times. I had a particularly. Oh, Jesus fucking wept. I had a particularly intense time. No idea when. Recently. Lately. Within the last few days, I think. It could have been centuries. But, I'm probably gonna make a separate vlog about that because that was fucking intense. That involved, like, splitting and fusing thinking as separate parts of me and then coming together as one whole, like fucking over and over again about 18 or 19 times within the course of like 2 hours maybe, while it I was working through the the patch of trauma and fucking, oh Jesus fucking shit, memories, everything that contained. And then sleeping for like I think I had an 8 hour nap and then slept for like 10 hours and then maybe rinse and repeat for a little bit. Honestly, just been resting and recovering since then. Largely, there has been a shift that seems to make all of this possible, where I can now be very, very uncomfortable. I would even say in a lot of pain, uh, discomfort. I can experience a large array of very fucking unpleasant emotions without feeling unsafe, which is very new. I don't know if this is the way that other people just experience unpleasant emotions, but it doesn't feel like um, my life's literally on the line whenever I feel dread or terror or fear or guilt or shame now. So I think that's probably what's allowing me to largely remain with the experiences so that they can integrate and process rather than blowing me apart into fucking shrapnel every time. It's really challenging to explain because while I'm experiencing especially like emotional flashbacks to the memories that they're latched to, I can feel like terrified for my life, but it's like a part of me remains grounded in the present. So there's like this um there's like this, it's a bit like having being on a safety net above a really high drop. Like, I feel fucking terrified for my life, and that fear is real. And yet, there's a part of me that notices and can feel at all times the safety net is there. So there's like this, yeah, blood chilling terror at the same time as this like padded sort of cottony fucking buffer of capability and strength and I want to say like resourcefulness or something, just like this knowledge and this trust that I am capable of dealing with even bone chilling fucking fear of death levels of terror, and that I can keep us safe while experiencing that. It's not really like the fear when it hits is any less. It's just like the camera the camera zoomed out and the fear is just as big, but the view is larger, and right by the fear there's also safety and capability and strength. The fear's the same size. It didn't get less. It's just I yeah, I don't know how to describe it other than I got bigger. This is not like effort effortless. It contains like I think it's just the repeated fucking work of the last year, 2 years of parts of me working to ground and pull ourselves into the body and into the present and to restabilize after experiencing flashbacks and after experiencing terror and after experiencing uncomfortable emotions. And it's only been like really recently, after 2 years of pretty much everyday work, like I don't think we've got a lot of days where we haven't had to ground and come back into the present and into the house from something fucking destabilizing and terrifying, either triggered by environmental events or just like processing past traumas. So it's been pretty much everyday work for like 2 years, and a lot of that work I'm doing my best to describe as we do it for our record and for anyone else that's going through it. Now I know that at the minute a lot of it is like I feel I used to be oh god, that's confusing. I used to experience oh wow, it depends which part of me I'm like I used to have separate parts of the experience and they've all come together. So I would be totally unable to feel the terror as my own, and there would just be like this proxy, this passive, this vibe of terror coming from younger parts who were experiencing it, and I would be in some parts of me reassuring them that we were safe and that we were capable, and like going through various reasons of why it's different now compared to the past, how we're different now compared to the past, how the body is different and bigger, and just like evidence as to why we're safe and why everything is not happening now. And then I guess I'd have the experience of feeling terror and having older parts move the body around and like do exercises or um, splash our face with cold water to prevent panic attacks, which both of those things sound weird, but something about voluntarily speeding up my heart rate and doing something active while I was going to go into a panic attack really helped. It didn't help all parts of us, but it agreed with some parts. For other parts of us, it was like soft, soothing blankets and heaters and warm showers and stuff. Cold showers for some people. So it's just been about like trying to feel what's needed at every minute to come back into the present and experience things, and us as older parts trying to work out those needs and meet them in the heat of panic, and like feels like a fucking battleground raging on, and you just like trying to with military precision stay calm and breathe and feel through these things. A lot of breathing, very important. And then parts of me just feeling totally fucking despondent and enraged and furious and fucking wanting to just destroy the shit out of everything around us, including us, because when there's so much fucking pain and you're under such heavy fire and you can't tell, like, the lines between here and now and the past are fucking blurred, it's like everything's fucking flashing and going off all at once. And somehow, if I'm the one destroying things, even if it's us, it feels more in my control. So a lot of it, a lot of shit, but it was all fragmented and separated into parts. And oh wow, it's wild thinking about it now. Parts of me would only experience parts of that. So it would be like I'd be saying I only experience rage and wanting to destroy things, but I'd also say I only experience terror and dread, and I can barely even feel the body moving when someone else moves it, and it doesn't get rid of the terror. Or I'd be saying I only have to focus on moving the body. I can't feel any of that stuff, I'm not thinking anything. I just know that there's this terror happening and I got to do something to stabilize us. But now, in more recent times, it's like I feel all of those things at once, as mine, not as somebody else's, not dissociated away from me. And so maybe it's gotten a lot more intense. And also, the parts of me that are used to stabilizing and grounding and know what to do through that are very well practiced and rehearsed at it. So it's like I know what to do, but it's not like autopilot, because the whole point is to become more mindfully aware as I'm doing it. But it's like mindfully doing something and being really in it when being really well rehearsed. It's like I very manually have to go, okay, it's go time. This is happening. We're safe. Do all the reassurance. What do I need right now? Okay, what am I feeling? What's going to help? And it's like in different parts of me, but all being me, I'm aware of and responsible for all of that. And it all happens simultaneously. But because it's all happened separately and been worked on separately for so long, every part of me that's dealing with every part of it kind of knows what's happening and what to do with it. So then, as they're all put together and I'm like the defining consciousness of all these parts, now just peaked in the center of all these experiences and experiencing them simultaneously, it's like I just know from the feeling of every part of me and the practice rehearsal of the last 2 years how to do it. And at the same time, it's very new and I've not done it like this before. And it feels very much like, okay, this is the real deal now every time it happens. Like, this is what I've been working for or training for. And the first thing to do is to realize that there's no military urgency in that need to keep us alive, and get it to be like done as if, because it's been practiced in survival mode with like that, go, 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 fucking military precision. So the first thing is to recognize that the very way it's been trained in has to change now, and to be grateful for the fact that it's been trained in so well in every part, and also sort of recognize the changing times and the newness of being able to embody the experience of safety while being very uncomfortable and working through a lot of challenging things. A lot goes on all at once in very many parts of me on very many layers that I now feel all of at once. I am really fucking grateful for it, honestly. I might not be selling it, but like every part of me knows and is in their element. It's just about removing the urgency and making it all a bit chill now. As chill as these things could be. I feel capable and I feel competent and I feel like I know what I'm doing. And I have self-trust. I have repeated experiences where I can see evidence that I've been able to keep us safe and that these experiences have not hurt us. So I just have, like when I used to have just the belief, the knowledge that we were in danger, and it would just be the feeling like a nightmare you couldn't wake up from. It's been replaced with this feeling of like empowerment. And is that empowerment a word? Empowered? Empoweredness? No. Empowering. No, because then it would have to be something. Do you know what? Empowerment gets across what I mean. I don't care if it's not in a dictionary. There's like, yeah, that feeling has been replaced with the feeling of empowerment and safety and capability and confidence in my knowledge that I can deal with all of this. You still kind of feel the nightmarish dread, but it's not like the only thing around me pulling me into utter despondency and despair, because it's like when you go to like, it used to pull me, feel like it was pulling me into myself, and I just drop like into a fucking deep dark chasm of endless despair. And it's like I only drop so far now, and then there's a safety net. So I am looking down at the familiar chasm of despair, but I know that I can catch myself before falling into it. You know, the only thing that's a bit weird is like I wake up only in parts of me in the mornings. Like I would say younger parts seem to wake up first. Like one of those fucking phone filters or apps where you move and then like loads of different, like, I'm gonna describe this badly. Almost like someone that's never used TikTok before. Oh, deep dark secrets coming out now. So like when you'd move and something, and then you'd like the halo of the echo of say your arm would move 6 or 7 times just after you, and there'd be like this echo movement, and you know it would just like follow your movements, a split second delayed with multiple times. I feel like I move a bit like that sometimes. Like I wake up in the morning and I feel like me, but I just feel like there's some parts of me not quite fully there or a little bit missing. And then I recognize it in my voice. And throughout the day, it's like parts of me will suddenly become aware that we're like hovering or like a bit a bit floaty, a bit out of it, and come back into the body, and I feel more and more full and whole. And you know, it's earlier and earlier in the day that we recognize that we're floating and come back. So I didn't realize that at first. But now I wonder if that means that eventually we're all going to wake up whole instead of having to like pull ourselves back in. God, I wish we had a friend with a brain scanner. I'd fucking love to see what's happening in there. Like, dude, fusion stuff is so fucking trippy. It's so weird. It's fucking wild. I think what gets me is like the absolute thorough core changes and differences that happen in a split second and are then just in me or not, depending on how the fusion's going. It's like magic. I just lose or gain my ability to think and respond in certain ways, or the values and beliefs that I hold just change, just like that. And they're just permanently there once they're there. I don't have to think about them. They're just, the way I respond to the same situation in the evening is different to how I responded in the morning. That's wild. Okay. I think this is good for an update because I kind of think just this, and then you know, picture it without an off switch, just every second surfing through this, learning how the fuck to sail, pilot, surf, all of the above. But it is anything but desolate. It's a very fucking rich and alive internal experience, which is just amazing to me. So I'm not at all complaining, even though I will say it's hard work. It's worth it because I'm here. I'm feeling stuff. I'm alive. I'm doing it. Like, it's not just passively happening to a shell of a person that I loosely see through anymore. The fucking microphone in my hand isn't a million miles away. God. This is so worth it. If I'm not selling it, it's just very impossible to encapsulate or explain or encompass or conceptualize without experiencing it. I promise you, it's so fucking worth it. Healing is so fucking worth it. It is irrelevant how much hard work it is. It's worth it. And also, it's really, really hard work, and it's very constant. I hope that your days are as smooth as they can be today. Yes, multiple days per day. Fair, to be honest, yes. I hope that your experiences are as fucking rich and full and pleasant as they can be. And I hope you find the ability to feel safe in experiences which are not pleasant. Much love.